Hi friends! Today we're making a cocktail that we're calling the Ginger Strap because the main liquor ingredient in it is Cruzan Blackstrap rum. It's like a molasses forward, kind of sweet, kind of dark rum, and it's going to taste like a ginger snap cookie. So we're going to float the rum and then float the oat milk on top of that. It's going to be very pretty. All right, half an ounce brown sugar, cinnamon syrup, half an ounce vanilla syrup. You could just make a brown sugar, cinnamon, vanilla syrup and do a whole ounce. Up to you. Ginger beer just up to the point where it seems like there'll be room for your other two layers of things. This order is important. 1.5 ounces of the rum floats on top of the ginger beer and syrup. I can't pour that without spilling it. I don't know why. You know, it's a metaphor for the holidays. They can be messy, but it's okay. It's okay if it's a little messy. As long as we keep the true meaning of the season at heart. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, now we're going to do a cinnamon stick, a nutmeg, voila! Stir. Otherwise, all the syrup's at the bottom. It's just going to taste like rum. Oh yeah, it's really good. All right, everybody, it's time for an egg lesson. We're going to use egg whites in this cocktail. With egg white cocktails, you want to shake them twice. Once to froth up the egg white and the second time to make it cold. So I'm going to crack this egg and carefully try not to break the yolk and just get our whites in there. I think I broke the yolk a little bit. That's okay. Just rinse the egg off my hands for sanitary reasons. And now I'm going to add all of my liquid ingredients, but no ice yet. So for this one, we're doing a full ounce of honey simple syrup. It's going to be like a classic whiskey sour with egg white. But instead of just regular simple syrup, we're using a honey simple syrup. An ounce of lemon juice and 2 ounces of Kessler whiskey because, surprise, this is the Big Dave cocktail that was requested from our last cocktail class. And just like Big Dave, Kessler whiskey is silky smooth like silk. All right, we've got all our liquid ingredients and our egg white added. Make sure that's shut tight so we don't get egg all over ourselves. I don't want egg on your face. It's an old thing. My granny used to say that. We're shaking vigorously, just for a little while. And pop that open. Have a look at that nice egg white froth. And it's building. Can you see? Oh, there's a little egg white on the floor. What a mess today. It's fine. It's still going to taste delicious. I'm going to fill the shaker up 1/2 And now we're going to shake the temperature. It's cold really fast. I don't know the science of that. I'm not a physicist. But yeah, that is cold. I didn't have to shake that very long at all. I'm going to use this kind of glassware because we're not adding the ice in to the glass. Like a nice, straight up, frothy Big Dave. I chose not to use a strainer. You could use a strainer. But there he is. Let's taste it. It's really nice. It's like a milkshake. But dare I say better? Yeah, better. It's like honey lemon whiskey. Frothy, creamy, smooth. Just
How
like
would you garnish?
Oh, let's garnish with a lemon swath. Thank you for the reminder. Take our peeler and our lemon. Make a nice big swath. This lemon is cold. It's all right. And just going to express the oils out of this. Do a little dance around the rim. Beautiful. Our lemon swath. You see that? Pretty. Yes. Done. So, if you're freaked out about consuming raw eggs, it's never 100% safe, but most chickens nowadays are required to be vaccinated against salmonella, so the risk is extremely minimal. If you really want to do away with any risk whatsoever, you can use a substitute called aquafaba, which is basically chickpea juice. It's not exactly the same texture, but it'll still be it's a good substitute, is what I will say. And what's slightly safer than eggs, even though most eggs are pasteurized, is the carton of egg whites, because those are pasteurized for safe consumption. So there's still a little bit of risk involved with those. The safest would be the aquafaba. But if we're ranking them, eggs, the most dangerous, still not that dangerous. Egg whites, slightly better. Aquafaba, no risk. Cool. I'm going to crack this into the glass this time so that you can see. Oh, it's facing the wrong way. Great. And here we go. Please don't break. Egg yolk. It helps to talk to things. Sometimes they listen. Just separating off the egg white carefully. There's that. As you can see, it is clear. It is, I don't know, jelly-like. Yes.
I see right there.
Sort of a yellowish hue to it. I'm going to add our citrus to an ounce. We'll make this one a little smaller this time, since this is just to show you the egg. Sugar, honeysuckle, and a little whiskey. Now when we shake it, it's going to expand the proteins.
Alright, we'll look at that color again. Very clear.
Yeah, similar to the process of cooking it in a pan on heat. Does the same thing to proteins, except the reason that it wouldn't get rid of bacteria present is because there's no heat.
So you're doing dry shake now.
This is dry shake. No ice.
And what this is doing is just adding air to break down the proteins.
Yes.
It's like science class.
It's science. Drinking is scientific. I probably could have shaken that a little.
That's okay. That's still, you can see that foam. It's so foamy on top. And after time it separates too.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it makes your drink look really nice. And then what we would do next is incorporate ice into this and shake it again just a little bit so it gets nice and cold. And you don't have to shake it as long as non-egg white cocktails. It gets cold faster. I'm not sure why, but
Science.
Because science.
Huh?
Yeah. Cheers.
Science.
Happy egg consuming. We're making a champagne cocktail. A classic champagne cocktail is just a sugar cube, a few dashes of bitters to soak into the sugar cube, and top with champagne to fill your coupe glass. It must go in coupe glass. It can go in a champagne flute, but you can't get your nose in the champagne flute as well as you can in a coupe. So this is best. Nice wide mouth there. The sugar cube goes in first. It's a process. Then we use our bitters, Angostura, the classic. This is a Prohibition era cocktail. I always drink this when I go to the Green Mill, which is a Chicago 1920s bar that Al Capone used to frequent, and they do live jazz and swing dancing. Ideally, you'd be drinking this on New Year's Eve. I'm just gonna fill up the glass with sparkling wine. Leave a little bit of room because we're gonna splash some grapefruit juice in there. What a nice color. Beautiful. See the color? Great, now we're gonna garnish it with just a little sprig of our thyme. Balance that across the top. Cheers. It's effervescent, it's bitter, it's sweet, and it smells like cooking herbs, like a nice soup. Which maybe you wouldn't instantly think of when you think of a cocktail, but it's delightful. You should try it. Happy New Year. If you wanted to be completely alcohol free and forgo the little bit of bitters, which does have alcohol in it, there is a brand called Dram that makes alcohol free bitters, and then there are other brands that do very light alcohol bitters that you can look for. And we will put a link in the document for you, so that'll be easy to find. We have alcohol-free fake Prosecco today that we're going to use instead of the real Prosecco that we used in the alcoholic Father Time. And then we're still going to do our splash of grapefruit. And our sprig of thyme. Look for a pretty one. There's no alcohol, but it's still full of beauty. Cute. Ooh, it's different. I like it. This next cocktail is a little ditty that we're calling the Tree Topper. It's going to be 1 ounce simple syrup, 1 ounce lemon, 2 ounces Tito's vodka, or any vodka. Speaking of Tito's, everyone knows Tito's. Shake these ingredients with ice. using a strainer, but you could. Set that aside. Fill her out with some fresh, non-shaken ice. Let me take my garnish off. We'll do this. I pre-made this garnish. It's just a lemon wheel with a cherry through it. Okay, and now to make it extra cool, I'm gonna float a little red wine. This is a Bordeaux. You can use your favorite. Isn't that beautiful? You see it? It's so full in the fridge, I'm gonna spill it. I wish you could see the garnish over here. Maybe if I turn it. There you go. So it's super pretty this way, but what I would do is give your guest a straw because we want to incorporate that. You can stir it up. You can sip it through the straw. Oh my gosh, it's like a slushy. Or sip it through the side. I almost poked myself in the eye. Don't do that. Cheers. The tree topper. Okay, we're going to talk about garnishes. Just call me Jennifer Garnish. I'm doing a hot chocolate right here. Some nice fresh grated nutmeg. Nope. Don't do that.
We'll just tilt this down here.
We're running out of room over here. So freshly grated nutmeg has a much nicer aroma than the pre-ground stuff. It's just like sweet and like kind of nutty, a little bit of like earthy bitterness to it, and it just looks really beautiful because it's like not all uniform, so you can tell it was made with love. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of cinnamon too. This cinnamon's pre-powdered. That is fine. All right, I've added a cinnamon stick to our hot chocolate here. I close this so I can get this on top. So this is a really stubby little cinnamon stick. This is just what we have. So I would put it like that, but ideally you get a cinnamon stick that is the length plus a little more of your glassware. It also doubles as a stirrer. Yeah. When it comes to Bloody Marys, the world is your oyster as far as garnishes go. Sometimes literally. I bet there are Bloody Marys probably somewhere in New England that have oysters on top of them. At the long room, we garnish with olive, pickled cauliflower, pickled green bean, lemon and lime. The biscuit man, which is the kitchen here, makes those pickles for us. So they're always fresh. They've got like a little bit of a curry spice to them. They're something special for sure.
Is there anything you can't put in a Bloody Mary?
There's nothing you can't put in a Bloody Mary. Like, I've seen bacon, I've seen little mini slider burgers. Someone I know said that he was working on a recipe for a Chicago hot dog garnish for a Bloody Mary.
Wow.
Don't steal that. Yeah, you can do anything. Cheese cubes are nice on there. Blue cheese stuffed olives. Yeah, anything. I like sweet pickles too. So a standard Manhattan garnish is cherries. Here we have brandied cherries. I always do 3 because I was told that that's for luck.
3 for luck.
Not superstitious, but I am a little stitious, so I always do it. And pretend this is a Manhattan. It just gets balanced on there. You can stir with that as well. Skewer can work.
Tell us about those cherries.
Oh, these cherries are brandied, so they're soaked in brandy, and they're a little bit alcoholic, and they're delicious. Oh no, I'm having alcohol on the job.
No. What are our other cherry options?
You could do Luxardo cherries, which are my favorite. These are really good. Like Rachel Ray right now.
Nice.
I like the Luxardos because they're like stickier, denser, but those actually are not soaked in brandy. They're soaked in like aromatics, like the bitters that we used in one of our cocktails today. I learned that recently. They're not brandied cherries, even though that's what they're called. They're that style, but there's no actual brandy in them. It's like cherry juice and aromatics. They're super delicious.
Alcohol free?
You could do maraschino cherries.
Okay, great.
Or just dark sweet frozen cherries. Those would be good too.
Oh, like a frozen cherry.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
thaw them.
Sure. Maybe.
I'm gonna eat all these
could
cherries.
be good for an ice cube. Sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
All right, look at you. So, other garnishes that you can do. Any kind of fruit is always nice. The wedges that we use, or these are actually half wheels. Wedges are more like that shape. I could actually show you how to cut these. These are not that exciting, but they are when you pair them with something. Like fresh rosemary. Beautiful, smells wonderful, like an herb garden. I would just like stick this in a drink. What? Oh look, it's like Christmas. And then you can put like a lime wedge on there too. It's beautiful. So, peeling. You do want to make sure that you've got like a nice sharp blade on your peeler, because a dull blade can actually be more dangerous than a sharp one, just like with knives, because you have to like exert more pressure. It's kind of rough. You're more likely to like slip and cut yourself. This is a lemon swath. What I typically do with this, bend it kind of in half long ways, and it expresses the oils that gives it that nice like, lemony smell. And then you just wipe that around the rim of the glass so that when your guest goes to take a drink, they get that on their nose, and they get it, if they're drinking from the rim of the glass, it's on there too. And it looks really pretty. I always do swaths. They balance nicer. And this is the way I was taught. You could also twist this. If anyone's talking about a twist on their martini, typically it's a lemon. They could ask for a lime twist, but you just peel it like that in a long strip, and then you twist it up. It looks cute. It's just an extra step you can do. Now, the most impressive thing to do in front of someone that's actually not that complicated is to flame the juices, the oils from the peel. So I'm cutting a nice long strip of orange. Orange is easiest to do this with because it's bigger. I guess a grapefruit would probably be easy. All right, light my match. Take the straw out.
Fire hazard.
Yep. Melting plastic, not exactly the aroma you want.
No.
But why did I do that in my right hand? I'm right-handed, so I want to take this in my right hand. Hold this near the glass, but not right on it. And I just squeeze the oils out toward the flame, and it does that. And now you've got the scent of the smoke. I'm going to express the rest of the oil, wrap it around here. And now it'll be a little smoky when you go to put your face to the glass. It's just a little extra, like something. So you may be saying, that's all well and good, but why go to the trouble to garnish my drink Well, it's a big enhancement of the experience. It not just looks pretty, which enhances the presentation, which enhances the flavor and overall experience. It smells really good. It changes the flavor profile of things. Um, like with the flamed orange peel, it's going to be a little bit more smoky, a little bit more depth and complexity, as well as citrusy. When you put your nose to the glass, you have to think about if you're using a straw, that's going to affect how far your face is from the glass. Like if I have a straw in here, I did all that work to flame this orange peel, and now my face is up here, so I can't really smell it. So unless your guest would prefer a straw, just give them a glass and see if they'll take a sip from the side of it, because that really changes the flavor. Now I'm getting orange, I'm getting like the bitter part of the inside of the rind, which is called the pith. I'm getting a little bit of smokiness. It's just like, it's a whole experience. So that is the way you garnish your drink.